What's up YouTube, Darryl here back from Alpha DX with another episode, another business vlog and another reaction. Today I'm going to be talking about my personal story of 2020's worst business fail of mine, personal one. First of all, I'm going to let you guys know that I used to work in Singapore before this. I worked as a PT for a year and then I worked in a wholesale 𝐂𝐚𝐭, if you know 𝐂𝐚𝐭 Group, for fashion stuff, wholesale stuff. Well, I came back about last year and I started the business, which is in the industry of insurance. Well, there's a long story for that. My friend's dad brought me into it. And I just felt that it was a really good idea because when I saw the internal structure of the business and how they're so excited, enthusiasm and like a lot of like new ideas coming out from the guy's mouth made me excited because it felt like that is more of a road to being an entrepreneur. He was an insurance agent, but he had a whole team, he had a whole company, and he had like 3 different agencies, like huge ones in Singapore. I was planning to take that idea back to Malaysia with the whole team and start it. First of all, we had a few, I have a few teammates. I wouldn't mention their names, but basically I had a few teammates and we all invested money into it. Our strategy was to close people using roadshows for insurance policies and savings investment plans. You might think this is a dumb idea, but at that time when I was thinking about it, it was pretty good because as you guys know, the commission for insurance money is probably more than like 6 years, which is really good for me because like when you close a person, you can probably get more referrals from them, you can learn how to close them, you can also learn how to upsell them, cross-sell them, you can manage your team. So it was more like a business to me than a job. Previous jobs were really like jobs because even I was earning tons of money being a personal trainer, I didn't like it because I was like a soldier and I was working and working and working. I was getting paid via commission. Getting paid via commission is fine, but the problem is you're not leading a team and probably you need to be handpicked to be leading a team, and it's not, you won't be guaranteed given that position as well. Even though you get like a lot of commission, you get a lot of sales. So it was left to like Mother Nature to pick who's gonna be the next manager. The only thing you can become is a manager, and even then your commissions wouldn't be like substantially more. Your commissions will just be substantially more when you are working more, you're doing more sessions, you're teaching more people, you're selling more products. But it's not scalable because everything lies on how many hours you can put in per day. So when I saw this opportunity to go into the insurance industry, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I came back to Malaysia and we started off with we had many strategies, but the first strategy was to, oh man, it's raining. But the first strategy was to start doing roadshows. And this roadshows, how it works is that we need a puller. We call this a puller. The puller is a guy who goes out and allures people into sitting down so that we can we can educate them, or we can share whatever information that we're supposed to share and then lead to the closing. So we hired a few pullers. Obviously the better pullers will be girls because girls tend to be able to connect with people easier and it won't tend to intimidate them as much as guys. That's just judging by the behavior in this country, I would say. Okay, so it's a case-to-case basis. Other countries might be different, but in Malaysia it's like this. So we hired a few pullers and we were the closers. People sit down, we will okay, wait, let me just go back to the start first. Pullers will offer them a free gift. They will come, sit down, and we will talk to them about product. Okay, so this is how it works. You put the money in for 20 years, and the first 2 years you'll get this amount of return. This return is called a coupon. If you know anything about how bonds work, that the returns are called coupons, but to put it in layman's terms, we just call them bonuses, or we just call them profits, alright? So every 2 years you get profit until the 20th year, then after the 20th year, every year you get a profit back, which is double the amount of profit that you're getting for the first 20 years. Well, the thing is, the whole structure in my brain was it was fine. It was like it will work out really well. And plus, the other team that was doing it, that we saw, was doing extremely well. So it got us so excited. And as a young entrepreneur that's naive as hell, well, most people think that business is like going to be a breeze. You're going to just start it because they haven't started it yet. They're just on the verge of starting it. They feel like everything is going to be so nice, and even all the obstacles that come up, I'm just going to like push through it easily. Maybe, yeah, I feel a bit of pain, but it's fine. I can push through this. I can push through anything. If you're like that, comment down below. Or if you know someone like that, also comment down below, because I personally felt that way. I was so enthusiastic. I was like, man, even any problems come up, I know I have the skill set, the wisdom to overcome those problems. So I dived into it. First thing that happened was we ordered all the stuff, the equipment, the table, the booth, the banners to do the roadshow, the carpet. Then we are not sponsored by the company, but we personally choked out our own money to start all these roadshows. So it's unlike any other. So it's really like a business. It's not like where the company sponsors everything. You just go there, sit down, close people. No, we actually put our own savings, our own money into it, which more or less is, I wouldn't say the exact amount. Malls, when you rent a spot, depending on how many square feet it is, it's expensive, especially for malls with high volume of people and a lot of traffic at that area. It's gonna be expensive. The more traffic there is to that area, the more expensive it is. Obviously now it's a pandemic, so malls are probably worth crap, but before this pandemic, they were actually worth a lot, you know. And in Malaysia, there's like Mid Valley, Wantama, these malls are pretty famous, so they charge a lot of money just to rent the spot. We got the free gifts as well. We bought it from Alibaba, I think 1,000 units of power banks and 2,000 units of balloons. No, sorry, 3,000 units of balloons, which is practically all wasted now. If any of you guys want power banks, free power banks, and you live in KL, let me know down below as well. We'll just like send out free power banks to you for free. You just need to pay for the delivery or just come pick it up. You can get the power banks as many as you want for free. Just comment down below. Anyway, back to my story. We ordered everything. We made a website. We hired a digital marketer to do a couple of things. We printed out name cards, I think 500 of them each. And then we started our first roadshow in a mall that's in Shah Alam, because that was cheap. And we said, you know what? It's fine. Even if you don't close anything, it's still cheap. We still save a ton of money. So why not just give that mall a try? So we did that. And the first day itself, the first problem that came up was the puller did not come. So we were technically stuck, because I myself don't have the balls to go out there and get people to come in. I tried to, but it was pretty awkward. My colleagues did not as well. Technically not my colleagues, my partners did not as well, because they're like, oh, come on, I mean, I have a master's degree and you ask me to do this crap. I have a degree and you ask me to do this crap. You know, all of us are pretty, educated in a certain sense. We have certain degrees and all that. We felt like it was a bit embarrassing, to be honest, to go out there and ask people to come listen to us, because the whole idea why we dared to do this is because we had a puller to get people to come. So the puller didn't come, so our first day was completely a disaster, embarrassing. And we left much earlier than the time that we're supposed to stay there. We're supposed to stay until 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, but we left around 5 o'clock. That was the biggest problem for the first day, and there was not much traffic there as well, in comparison to the day when we actually surveyed that place. So two problems, the main problems that came up was, one, the puller didn't come, and we didn't know how to get the puller to come. Two, the day that we surveyed the place was when there was a festival there, and we did not know there was a festival. We did not know how long the festival was going to prolong, but so happened, so unluckily, that day itself that we went was when the festival, the day before was when the festival was done. So nobody, the mall was practically empty. Maybe there was like 10 people. The whole day it was like 10 people passing by, which was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And well, I mean, fine. We only rented the place for like 10 days, if I'm not mistaken. Off to the next place, and the next place was Publica. Publica was pretty, I mean, it's a pretty famous mall, and a lot of expats live around that area. It's in Mont Chiara, which a lot of rich people are there as well. We went there and we started our roadshow. Our location was alright, not the best, but alright, as in inside the mall. And we were well prepared in our presentations. We had our pullers ready, our pullers came on time. But success, no. Absolute failure as well. Thing is, we did not do enough research and we overspent our budget. That is a big tip when you're going to start a business. Don't be so enthusiastic where you think that everything can be recovered from that easily. When you spend a budget and when you spend money, you have to know that this money you spend must be earned back. Must be earned back. And you must at least have a minimum expectations of a profit to earn back that amount. We did not calculate everything. We did not do our research in the market. We did not do enough research. We're just taking the hit, just diving in. We say like, oh, we can overcome any obstacles that come up. You know, just do it. Just do it. And that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. You need to really survey the market really well. You need to, of course, you cannot. There's no such thing as being too prepared, but you need to be moderately prepared. You need to. Just by doing a bit of research will save you a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of heartache. Because these kinds of pain, yes, it can be recovered from, but more often than not, maybe 8 out of 10 people don't recover from it. They just give up. And I was on the borderline of giving up as well. I was thinking like, you know what, maybe I should just find another job. Just find the paying job, because this is too much for me to handle. Because it's not only just me, I'm the one that dragged the partners on board. I feel responsible for their misery as well. And it's very, very emotionally scarring when you have people looking at you that way, and maybe they don't even look at you that way, but you feel that you're responsible for it because you are the one who brought them into it. I'm not sure if you guys feel this as well, but if you feel it, comment down below how you felt at that time, and who was the person that you impacted and you felt were responsible for. Anyway, we did that. It was a huge failure. We did not even close one single deal out of 20 days, a span of 20 days. And keep in mind, the days we went to Publica, which is the next 10 days, it was Christmas. So we did not celebrate Christmas. We had a horrible New Year, and we did not close a single deal, and we are in debt. That's unnecessary, if you know what I mean. It's unnecessary to spend this kind of money and this kind of time as well. And emotionally, it was terrifying. It was terrifying. I mean, the nights where I could not sleep, I could not think straight, I did not want to work out, I did not care what I ate. I just felt like, man, this was a horrible feeling. This was not anything I expected from being an entrepreneur. I mean, I expected the pain, I expected the downfalls, but I did not expect being responsible for other people's pain, other people's suffering. I did not expect the feeling I would get when people knew what I did failed this badly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can always say like we don't care about how people think of us, but at the end of the day, when you fail that badly, even if it's your own business, especially if it's your own business, you take the hit and it's pain. And to recover from it is by being patient, number one, because sometimes you need time to recover certain things. And two, you have to have humility. Be humble, accept that failure as your own, accept it, know that it was your stupidity, your I won't say irresponsibility, but your ignorance, you being naive, that's the meaning of it. You being naive that caused all this. You have to accept that. and then you take one step back. And then you'll be a bit more humble the next time you approach anything like this, and then you have more brains, making decisions the right way and making decisions with a bit more thought into it. Last thing, accepting responsibility. A lot of people don't do that, and I'm dead serious from that. A lot of people don't like to accept the responsibility. They'll push it away, they will put it on something else. They'll blame maybe the mall. You know, the mall is like there's no people there. You know, the stupid poolers didn't come, it's their problem. Well, maybe it's just the products that the insurance company has is crap. You know, our booth is ugly, people don't want to come, our gifts are not good. There's always something to blame. But my rule of thumb is that I only blame myself, because everything that is on hand, which is the booth, the market, is all picked by moi. So I accept all responsibilities and I learn from there. When you accept the responsibilities, then you get think more clearly, and then you can make the next decisions a bit better. And that was my worst business fail of 2020. If any of you guys are insurance agents watching this, you know that being an insurance agent, you have a lot of free time if you know how to prioritize your time properly, which is what my app will help you. Just wait for it to come out. Anyway, being an insurance agent, it can be hard, can be tough, because of the way you find prospects, the way you deal with clients, rejection, the way the whole career is perceived as. But at the end of the day, if you know how to make it into a business and run other business at the same time, then it might actually be pretty fun. Because right now at my stage, I find it alright, I find it fun. But if you talked about like last year when I was doing the roadshow stuff, oh my goodness, that was horrible. Well, everyone must have a comprehensive insurance coverage, especially in this country, because a lot of people are underinsured. So I believe that we can do that. We can make it more interesting and make it more understandable for people to know about insurance. And I feel that that is what our aim should be. It's not just about earning money, it's about getting people to understand the value insurance brings, not only to general people, but to people that think they're too smart for insurance. They think like, oh, I have a ton of investment assets, I can do whatever I want, I don't need insurance. Well, think again, because insurance actually is like a stop loss, and it helps you balance the portfolio that you currently have in your investment portfolio. Anyway, that's the end of today's video. I hope you like listening to my my fail, not my success. In my failed business and how I rebounded back. I'm not going to share that, but basically this is it. Just letting you guys know that in the process of getting somewhere, you will fail, obviously, and a lot of people they don't want to admit it. So I'm just being very straightforward, very honest with my first business venture that failed miserably, but then we still continued it and it turned out very well. Just need to know how to overcome the obstacles that comes to you and have a positive mindset. Of course, pessimism will always be there. Just know that the pessimism is just to keep you from stepping in the right direction and not stepping on any landmines, or maybe not stepping on any unnecessary landmines. But anyway, you need a lot of optimism to keep you going and find ways to solve the problems. Your decisions might be wrong at the start, but there are people with the right answers that you can approach them and get more ideas from them, and you can adapt to their ways of doing if yours doesn't work out, which is what actually we did. We started using Facebook marketing instead of doing roadshows, which is a huge difference. It made a whole 180-degree difference in our business. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. That's all for today's video. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe so that I can share more of my stories. You guys know how to feel alone if you guys are failing at the moment, if you guys haven't even started yet, or maybe if you guys are just in a very tough spot. Maybe you're lost. just subscribe to my channel and you can follow me so that you can see it's not always rainbows and sunshines. There are times when you're down, but you gotta bounce and find a way back up. That's all for today's video. I'll see you guys next time.